Hello. Today I have been drawn to my Archangel Michael deck. The animal deck just was not responding. It was really sticky and didn't want to play today, and that's the sign to switch to a different deck for me personally. And Archangel Michael was calling, telling me this energy was calling. Very interesting. It initially felt quite trivial when I pulled it out. Let me just read to you what it says on the bottom of the card. It's a, sorry about the shininess. It's a 5 card, number 41. But on the card it says, "Your loved ones are safe. Let go of your fear and worry for your loved ones. I am looking after them." And initially what I felt was, I don't want to read this card. I don't want to talk about this. And then I realised it's not about me. It's just not about me. Weirdly. No, it's not about me. It's about the message that needs to come across. And when I felt deeper into the connection and detached from my ego self, I felt the message in this card. And what I felt was, not that you shouldn't worry about your loved ones, your mums, your dads, your daughters, your sons, your brothers, your sisters, your pets. No, it's not about not worrying about them. It's about not taking on their problems as if they were yours and as if it's your job to take their problems away. Because no growth happens in anybody's life if you don't have that challenge and change and learning experience. And I know it's very difficult for parents to sit on the sideline and watch their kids make mistakes. But this card is really saying, I am looking after them. Let's analyse that. I am looking after them. Now, if you want, you can imagine that there is an angel called Archangel Michael who is looking after your loved ones. And that is absolutely fine, because that is your truth. What I feel, for me, is that, especially with that statement, I am looking after them. If your loved ones embody the I am, so they really can tap into the feeling that everything is okay, even when you are going through hardship, especially when you are going through hardship, because the other side is even closer once you're going through it, of course. And the I am, whatever that means for you, is always with you. And the energy with this deck, of course, is tapped into the archetype of Archangel Michael, who us humans have given a blue colour and a sword and a protection persona. And so if you need those tools, if you need to imagine that he's an angel, that it's a he, if you need to imagine that blue light or hold something blue, or really buy into the whole archetype that we've created, that's where the energy is. That's where the energy is stored. And you need those tools to be able to access that guidance. Notwithstanding that frame of mind, I feel duty bound to say that there are people out there listening that won't appreciate that, and that will perhaps think, therefore, that this isn't valid. And so to those people, I will say, it is just a tool, it is just a vehicle. For me personally, these cards are a vehicle and a tool for me to be able to channel. I'm at the process at the moment of being able to do the odd energy reading without them. But I still recognize that the energy that comes from this being, this construct that we've created or that we recognize and have therefore created over the course of man's history, I can see it as an energy, a very specific type of energy. And yes, I do see a blue light. And yes, it does help me to envisage the colour blue when I'm asking for particular protection and divine guidance from this particular energy construct. But today, during this reading, this card is saying, you must not cross the line between your experience and your loved one's experience, and by loving them and protecting them to the point where they are not getting the 41, the 5, they're not getting that change energy, they're not developing, they're not growing and learning, it's not a good thing. And the change can come for you to recognize, and it could be something as 3D and trivial as, you know, your only child is leaving the nest and you don't know who you are without that the embodiment of a parent. You don't know, you haven't dug deep enough yet to, or you've buried yourself in the wonders of being a parent for however long. And we all need to realize that there is a self always, and that these are just stories that we are enacting for whatever period we chose to enact them for. And don't get caught up in thinking that you are only you and you only recognize yourself if you're dealing with and being there for somebody else's problems, because ultimately that will be an unhealthy, stifling existence. And this card has come out to say a change is needed for you, and change is necessary for your loved ones, for that growth. And so what started out as a card that I thought, I don't really want to read that one, that's not carrying the energy of a channel that I recognize, the more I got myself out of the way. There we are, full circle. Okay, I get it. The more I got myself out of the way, the more this message was able to grow and change into the information that you needed. So there we are. Quite emotional, really. Okay. And I've got an itchy nose, which always happens when the channel is open. So thank you so much, the energy construct that we call Archangel Michael. So go and hug your loved ones and let them make their own mistakes. They'll always come back to you for a chat, tell you about their mistake, and you can just nod and smile and give them a hug. And that's what it's all about. Change and growth. Forward motion. Thank you. And don't forget, I love you.